Right, look, I've done nothing wrong, and I really am getting fed up with this now. This is borderline harassment. I don't have to speak to you. I've done nothing wrong.
Welcome back to Operation Audit, where we examine police conduct, public filming, and the boundaries of official authority. Today's footage comes from Matt 12/1/28, and a link to the original channel is available in the description. In this encounter, Auditor Matt is positioned outside Kendall Police Station, recording marked police vehicles from a public area. An off-duty officer then approaches after noticing the camera being directed towards vehicles in the area, including cars that may be privately owned. What follows quickly turns into a dispute over whether simply recording what can be seen from a public place provides grounds for police intervention. Rather than identifying a clear offense, the officer proceeds to detain Matt and repeatedly returns to the same concern about what is being filmed. Matt remains calm and continues to question the legal basis for the detention. As the exchange develops, the central issue becomes increasingly clear. Being uncomfortable with someone recording is not by itself proof that a criminal offense has taken place. The encounter ultimately highlights the importance of officers understanding the limits of their powers and being able to explain the lawful basis for any detention or restriction placed on a member of the public.
What's that then?
That a website? Online?
Why are you filming the cars?
Can you put your mask on if you're going to come close?
Why are you filming the cars?
Why have you not got your mask on?
Because I'm outside in public, I don't need
You've approached me with no mask on. You do need your mask on. Do not approach people without a mask.
Right, why are you filming the cars?
Because I feel like it.
Right, is there a reason why you're filming
Yes, there is, and it's my business.
Okay, do you want to explain that business to me?
No, I don't want to explain it to you.
Okay, I'm going to identify myself as a police officer.
I know you're a police officer.
Okay.
Okay, what's your name?
PC Ailing, why are you
What's
filming
your
the
call
cars?
number?
2563.
Right, that's my business, that.
Okay.
Am I being detained?
At the moment, I'd like to speak to you.
Am I being detained? Yes or no?
Yes, at the moment.
I'm being detained. Again. Again, I've just been unlawfully detained.
Who have you been detained by?
Again, that's my business, but I've just been unlawfully detained. So you're detaining me again, are you?
Well, I'd like to talk to you and verify your details.
Right, no.
No, because...
Are you detaining me again?
Okay, at the moment, I'm going to ask you to stand still, yes.
Right,
I'd like to
you're unlawfully detaining me.
No, I'm not.
Are you detaining me?
At the moment, I'm
yes or no?
your intentions.
Are you detaining me? Am I being detained? Yes or no? Yes or no? Am I being unlawfully detained?
You're not being unlawfully detained.
Am I being detained?
I need to ascertain
Am I
some
being
details
detained?
from you.
You don't. You don't.
Well, at the moment, I need to understand
You
why
do
you're
not
taking
need to
pictures of
understand
police
anything,
cars.
because I'm taking pictures of police vehicles for Flickr, like I've just told you.
Okay,
People have an interest in them.
Yeah, not all of these are police vehicles.
I never said they were.
No, you just said I'm taking pictures of police vehicles.
Yes, what's that there behind you?
A tree.
Behind the tree? Don't try and pretend you're smart, because you're not. It's obviously doing this job you're not smart, so don't try and come across as smart.
The interaction has barely started when the officer moves toward detaining Matt, apparently because he wants to question him further and establish who he is. That immediately raises an important legal point. An officer is free to approach someone in a public place and ask questions about what they are doing. But a person does not automatically become subject to detention simply because the officer wants an explanation or wishes to confirm their identity. In the UK, police powers of detention generally need to come from a specific legal authority, with the relevant conditions for using that power actually being met. Matt explains his reason for being there, but the officer continues to challenge that explanation rather than identifying a clear offense connected to the filming. The key distinction here is between asking questions voluntarily and exercising a power that restricts someone's freedom. If Matt is being detained, there should be a lawful power behind that decision and identifiable grounds for using it. Simply saying that the officer wants to talk to him does not by itself establish that authority. Likewise, recording police vehicles or other property that can be seen from a public place is not automatically a criminal offense just because someone objects to being filmed.
What is your reason behind taking...
None of your business. I'm a photographer.
Are you a press photographer?
None of your business. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Right. So,
Honestly, I'm taking pictures of the police van and the police cars.
well, no, because I saw you walking along, you're taking pictures of these
I wasn't. I was holding my camera and looking back at what I just watched, at what I just filmed.
Show me.
No, you've got no right to look through my stuff.
Well, it depends if I think...
If you get a warrant, you can look through it. I've already been stop searched by the chaps in there, so...
Today?
Yes, today.
Yesterday or today?
Okay, I'm not speaking. If you want to detain me, which will be unlawfully, and on your head be it. So am I being detained? Yes or no?
Well, at the moment, okay,
yes or no? Yes or no?
Actions and because of your behaviour.
I'm asking you a simple question. If you can't answer my question, I'm going to go. Am I being detained?
At the moment, yes, I'd like to...
Right, I'm being detained. Right.
Okay. Right. The reason being is because you're filming a police station, okay? And because that could have ramifications, because why are you filming vehicles? So you got to see it from my point.
Right.
Let's start.
Can I just ask just one thing?
Yes.
What section of law are you detaining me under?
At the moment, I'm just talking to you.
Yeah, no, you detained me.
Okay.
What section are you detaining me under?
Well, for example, if I believe you're behaving in antisocial behaviour, I just make
I'm not though.
Well, it depends what you're doing.
I'm not. No, it's not. That's you're never going to get me for that. That's ridiculous.
Right. There are a number of things, right? For example, people film police vehicles sometimes for terrorist purposes.
So it's section 43 you're getting me on.
Under the Terrorism Act.
So you're going to stop and search me
I'm
under.
not saying I'll search. I want to speak to you in this.
Right, I don't want to speak to you about it. I don't have to speak to you.
The officer then appears to want access to Matt's recorded footage, as though simply having a camera means the police can demand to see everything that has been captured. But recording something in public does not automatically give an officer unrestricted access to the contents of that device. Any attempt to search, seize, or require footage would need to be supported by an appropriate legal power and the circumstances required for that power. Matt then puts the officer on the spot with a straightforward question: what specific section of law is being relied upon to justify the detention? Instead of identifying a clear detention power, the response centers on the fact that the officer is simply trying to speak with him. But wanting a conversation and having a lawful basis to detain someone are two very different things. The officer then appears to move toward antisocial behavior, potentially raising Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002. That provision is not a general power to detain anyone whose behavior an officer dislikes. It depends on the required reasonable belief that the person has engaged in conduct causing harassment, alarm, or distress. When that line of reasoning remains unclear, the discussion then shifts toward terrorism, with the suggestion that filming private vehicles could potentially have a terrorist purpose. However, Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000 requires reasonable suspicion that the individual is a terrorist. A theoretical possibility that footage might be misused is not the same thing as reasonable suspicion against the person holding the camera. The exchange therefore comes back to the same central issue: what specific legal power is being used and what facts actually justify it?
All I'm trying to do, okay, if you said you're a law-abiding citizen, okay, all I'm trying to do is find out what you're doing, because it's not normal behaviour to go around filming.
No, unusual is not a crime.
Okay, as a police officer, okay, our job is to ensure that crime isn't being committed. Okay, we don't wait for crime to be committed, and to do that, we have to speak to people sometimes, intervene, inquire what people are doing.
I told you what I was doing.
Filming.
I wasn't filming. I was looking back at the video. I was just taking of the ones behind me. I wasn't filming. It wasn't on
As I was
record.
driving in, you were quite clearly pointing your camera.
I was looking like that at what I just recorded. Why would I want to film then?
Okay, that's an opinion. So we're never obviously going to agree on my opinion and your opinion are two different things.
Right.
In my opinion, okay, I believe that you was filming because of the way your body angle was at, the way the camera was pointing down towards it.
Right.
It wouldn't be a normal way to which you'd review the video on your
Right.
phone.
Okay. Right. So you're arresting me for that.
Right.
Are you arresting me for
inquiring.
suspicion of filming them cars?
I'm inquiring as to why you're doing it. Okay? As you said, you
I
say
have
you're a
told
law-abiding
you.
citizen. And what I'm doing is inquiring. I'm
You're
asking
harassing
why
now.
you're doing, okay? Police officers cannot be guilty of harassment. Okay?
Can they not?
No, they
Oh,
cannot. For carrying out their duties.
you
they
are.
cannot.
That is absolutely
Okay?
brilliant.
A
That.
police officer carrying out his duties in a lawful manner isn't possible to harass a member of the public. I'm inquiring as to you of what your
Read the comments, because I think people will say
I'm
differently.
inquiring as to what your reasoning behind filming police vehicles are.
I've told you.
You said people have interest. People have interest in marked vehicles, perhaps.
Yeah, that's right.
Why are you filming?
I wasn't. I've just told you that.
The officer then argues that Matt's conduct is unusual, apparently treating the fact that someone is behaving differently as a reason for further intervention. But there is an important distinction between behavior that appears unusual and behavior that actually amounts to an offense. Doing something that an officer considers out of the ordinary does not by itself create a criminal power to detain someone. The conversation then takes another turn when the officer suggests that police cannot be guilty of harassment. That is far too broad a claim. The Protection from Harassment Act 1997 can apply to police officers just as it can to other people. Although the law also recognizes that reasonable and legitimate conduct carried out for purposes such as preventing or detecting crime may have protections, At the same time, that does not mean every interaction involving an officer automatically becomes harassment. Criminal harassment generally involves a course of conduct occurring on at least 2 occasions, so the legal test still has to be considered carefully based on the facts. The important point is that police powers do not place officers above the law, and simply saying that an action was carried out as part of their duties does not automatically make that action lawful. Where powers are being exercised, the specific legal authority and the circumstances supporting it still matter.
So why are you filming the non-marked police car?
Is that a crime?
Depends for your reasoning behind it.
It's not. Well, I wasn't filming them.
I'm asking, what is your reason behind it?
I wasn't doing it.
What,
I was looking at. I wasn't recording.
Okay. So all I'm asking you is why you are doing it.
Right. I've just explained. I wasn't recording them cars in particular. I was recording them vehicles there, and then I came up to record that one, and take a picture of it. Right. I was looking through my stuff.
I think you gave a different body language because the way you were walking, you were filming cameras like that.
Can you just keep your distance, please? No, can you keep your...
Why not?
Because I don't have to. There's pictures of my wife with her tits out on here.
Would you like to show me the video you just taken?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Because there's private stuff on here. I don't want to start looking through it. It's none of your business what's on here. I'm a law-abiding citizen, filming vehicles. Big deal.
Right. I asked you why you're filming.
I've just explained why. How is that? What?
The Terrorism Act.
So you're going to stop me again for Section 43? I've just been stopped for Section 43.
Right. I don't know that, do I? Because
I've just told you.
Right.
Earlier.
You wasn't filming his cars, and if I'm honest, I don't believe you. So when was you stopped?
About 15 minutes ago when I first got here.
Right. So.
And I've explained to them and they've gone inside.
Matt eventually brings the discussion back to the question at the center of the entire encounter. Is the act of filming itself actually a criminal offense? Rather than giving a clear answer, the officer returns to asking why Matt is recording and once again seeks access to the footage on his camera. The conversation then shifts toward the Terrorism Act, with the legislation being referenced as a possible source of police authority. But simply mentioning terrorism legislation does not give an officer unrestricted access to someone's device or recordings. Those powers come with defined legal requirements that must be satisfied before they can be used. For example, Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000 provides a search power where there is reasonable suspicion that the person concerned is a terrorist. That is a specific legal threshold, not a general justification for examining anyone's camera because their filming appears unusual. This is why the distinction between having a power and actually being entitled to exercise it is so important. Saying that an officer has certain powers is not enough. The relevant power needs to apply to the circumstances, and the legal basis should be capable of being explained when someone's liberty or property is being restricted.
So you're taking pictures again?
I haven't finished. They came out straight away. And if I was taking pictures again, so what?
Right. I'm still slightly confused what you're doing here.
Oh my word. I'm taking pictures of the vehicles.
Okay. And
If you have a look, it's not so much round here, but if in Manchester and things like that, it's like they don't question you twice about it. I can understand it's a lot quiet around here and you probably don't get this sort of stuff, but...
Well, no, that's not true, because sometimes in the busier areas you'd probably be stopped. Like if you was wandering around London doing this, you'd be stopped probably quicker than you've been stopped around here. I can assure you that, having previously worked there.
Well, not round Manchester we haven't. It's been... They've got no problems.
Is that where you're from, Manchester?
No.
So you're from Kendal, are you?
No.
Where is it you're from?
I'm not going into it. I've done nothing wrong. I really have not done nothing wrong. Can you please just leave me alone? I've done nothing wrong. I've already been questioned, spoken to. They've asked me what I'm doing. They're happy about it and they've gone away. I don't know. It's on here. Right, look. I've done nothing wrong and I really am getting fed up with this now. This is borderline harassment.
Well, if
right?
your photos, there's no reason to take them, is there?
I'll take them for as long as I want.
Well, then I'll speak to you for as long as I want then.
Right, well, fair enough, and I'll ignore you if I want to. I don't have to speak to you. I've done nothing wrong. Because you're intimidating me and you won't let me go and do what I want to do.
All I'm inquiring is why, because it's not really the done thing.
Lots of people do it. They do.
When Matt mentions Manchester, the officer begins asking additional questions about where he lives and where he is from, seemingly looking for more personal information. But those questions do not, on their own, establish that recording the vehicles is unlawful. A police officer can ask for information voluntarily, but that is different from having a legal power to require someone to provide personal details simply because they want to know more about them. Matt makes it clear that he intends to remain where he is, and the officer responds that he is equally prepared to stay and continue the conversation. At this stage, the encounter appears to have moved well beyond identifying a specific offense or addressing an immediate risk. Matt has already explained why he is filming, yet the questioning continues. The key issue is that persistence does not automatically create legal authority. If there is no identifiable offense and no applicable statutory power, continuing to pressure someone does not change the legal position. What makes the situation even more unusual is that the officer involved is apparently off duty, raising further questions about the basis on which he is exercising police authority in the first place.
Available authorities really, they sometimes make those vehicles public, and I said not all of these are police vehicles, so sometimes people think, why do people want to obtain members of the public card details?
Right, best thing to do is have a word with your colleagues and tell them to use public transport if it's that much of an issue.
Well, should they not be allowed to drive?
Yes, they should be allowed, but if they're that bothered about someone taking a picture and their car's been in the background, then they're better off using public transport.
The background, and again, that wasn't but specifically taking footage of their vehicles, of that pure intention of filming the vehicles. That's why I've spoken to you, because that's not general normal behaviour, is it? As I said, if someone's taking a picture and a car's in the background, no one's got any problems with that, and no one would have it. But specifically coming here and filming the vehicles with the sole intention of filming the vehicles, that is what I've spoken to you about, because that isn't normal behaviour. No, but do you understand why I've been spoken to you? If you were taking
Not
pictures
really,
of the
no.
grass, no one would bother you. But when you're coming around, specifically filming the cars, that's why I've asked you for your intentions. That was all. Because some people don't have good intentions when they do it. So without speaking to you, I don't know that.
I've spoke to you, I just explained that it's for Flickr
But explain more.
and YouTube.
What is it that people on Flickr want to see about unmarked vehicles?
Unmarked vehicles.
The ones that you've been filming, I saw you.
Well, depends if there's any nice ones. It's like saying not specifically marked vehicles or police vehicles, but if any.
So is it
I'm
just
not
a
saying.
vehicle interest group, is it?
I'm not saying it's anything of interest on here, but sometimes if you do get nice cars, then obviously I'll take pictures and record them,
Yes, but your
and they go
pictures
up
of
on
cars
the.
are quite standard cars, really.
Yeah, my own personal one with all my photos and stuff on it.
And how would I view that out of interest?
If you go on Matt12128, you'll find
12128.
you'll find it on there. You find my photo stream on there,
What,
and it's it's got lots of things like this on it. That's all.
what other kind of things are on there?
Trains,
Yeah.
my dog, days out that I do across the country.
Well, I said. Do you
Other
understand why
police-
I've spoken to you then?
Maybe to come over and say, "Oh, what you're doing," blah blah blah, but not to this extent to detain me, etc.
Well, the only reason that is so I can speak to you, because I can't speak with you if you disappear. Oh.
Yeah, but there's still no reason to detain someone, is it?
Well, the thing is to inquire about your intentions. A police officer needs to speak with people to find out what people's intentions are. Well, so
But you can't just detain people for that purpose.
Well, no,
if they've committed a crime,
it's called a stop and account. So what it is, I stop you and ask you to account for your behaviour in your actions or why you're.
but people don't have to speak to the police. You've got to understand that.
Always.
Always,
in some circumstances, they
unless
do.
you have been suspected of committing a crime or about to commit a crime, you do not have to talk to the police.
Well, so
But the
there's-
police
there's
have already
other
told me
scenarios.
that. The police have told me that.
The officer then places particular emphasis on the vehicle registration plates, suggesting that recording them should be treated as something especially sensitive. But registration numbers on vehicles in public areas are routinely visible to anyone passing by, and can be captured incidentally by smartphones, CCTV systems, dash cams, and other cameras. The fact that the officer may have previously encountered people writing down registration numbers does not by itself establish that Matt is doing anything unlawful or suspicious. The situation then takes another turn when the officer describes the interaction as a stop and account. That distinction is important because a genuine stop and account encounter is generally based on voluntary engagement rather than a power to force someone to remain and answer questions. Officers may ask what a person is doing, where they have been, or for personal details, but in the absence of a separate legal power, the individual is not generally required to answer those questions and may leave. So if the officer is presenting this as a voluntary stop and account while simultaneously preventing Matt from leaving or insisting that he provide information, that raises a basic question about what legal authority is actually being relied upon. Calling the interaction a stop and account does not itself create a power of detention.
For example, if you're committing antisocial behaviour,
I wasn't,
no. I'm saying I can require.
You're saying all these, suggesting all these things that I haven't done though. It's all well and good saying them, if I was, but I haven't.
Until I speak with you, I don't know your intentions.
Right, and I've explained to you what I'm doing though, so therefore you must
And I still
think.
feel, if I'm honest, it's a bit out of the ordinary. It's not the normal.
Again, it's not a crime, is it? Out of the ordinary.
Well, that's why you're not honest.
Right, so I'm still detained though.
No, I've inquired.
Right, am I detained then?
No,
I'm free to go now.
What I need to do now is make.
Am I still being detained?
No,
Can you answer me?
Would you like to provide your details? So
If you answer my question first, am I still being detained?
I no longer need to speak to you in connection
Right.
with the passport. Would
Bye
you like to
bye.
provide your details
No, I
so we can
wouldn't.
Fill out a stopping account
No,
form?
it's none of your business.
Would you like me to fill out a
No.
stopping account form?
As the encounter reaches its conclusion, the officer continues referring to different areas of law without clearly identifying an offense that Matt has actually committed. Antisocial behavior is raised again, but simply mentioning a possible offense does not create a power to detain someone unless the legal requirements for that particular power are satisfied. Eventually, the situation appears to lose momentum. The officer confirms that Matt is not being detained and describes the interaction as a stop and account while still requesting that Matt provide his personal details. But a voluntary stop and account does not generally give police a blanket authority to force someone to identify themselves. Matt therefore declines to provide the information and begins to leave. And at that point, the earlier references to terrorism, antisocial behavior, and suspicious filming do not appear to provide a basis for preventing him from going. The encounter could have been straightforward. An officer could have approached, asked what Matt was doing, listened to his explanation, and then moved on if no offense or lawful grounds for further action existed. Instead, the interaction developed into a prolonged discussion about possible police powers without a clear power ultimately being relied upon. It is a useful reminder that police authority has limits, and those limits matter whenever an officer asks a member of the public to stop, provide information, or surrender their property. If you found this breakdown useful, support the channel by leaving a like, sharing the video, and subscribing for more coverage of public rights and police accountability. Thanks for watching Operation Audit, and I'll see you in the next one.